we think back to the Johannesburg Plan of Implementation, there was talk there about the development of small, micro and medium-sized enterprises, about capacity building, about developing finance for them, and also, of course, the focus on partnerships. And it was out of that context that seed emerged, founded by UNEP, UNDP, and IUCN, and subsequently joined by a number of bilateral donors. And at the end of Johannesburg, Kofi Annan said, now is the time to see how effective Johannesburg was in seeing what's being implemented on the ground. And Johannesburg was just the beginning. So here we are 10 years later, and in that interim, SEED has itself grown quite a lot in its activities and in its outreach. What SEED is about is trying to support startup social and environmental enterprises, hence the focus in this session on grassroots. It is also concerned very much with looking at gathering evidence about what's going on the ground. That might sound simple. It isn't so easy to do because many of these startups, in fact, they have no reporting mechanism, there are no channels for them to communicate through, so how do you find out? And we went about it by, in fact, running an awards scheme, the SEED awards scheme, and we have used the information both of the SEED winners as well as of the SEED applicants to get a picture of what is going on in the ground. That work has been very much in Africa over the last 2 years through a joint project with UNEP's Green Economy Initiative, which is really funded very largely by the European Union. We have surveyed over 1,300 startup social and environmental enterprises. There is no doubt that at grassroots level they are making a significant contribution to their local communities. They're stimulating social resilience and creating economic benefits. They're upskilling a lot of the people in the community. Although these are enterprises, they spend a lot of time and a lot of energy on really developing community-level skills, and they are filling market gaps. I'm delighted that we have a number of the SEED awardees here in one of the central tables, including now a very advanced one from Brazil, Adapta Sertao, which is looking at food security and climate resilience. From the study, we had 40 major findings, and I'll just pick out a few of the maybe unexpected ones and the most prominent ones. Social skills are being developed in communities, and because of the organisation and because these entrepreneurs are, certainly the SEED ones, are working in partnership, they are helping to create community structures and therefore helping community organisation. They're getting them to adopt their own rules, and the whole community is benefiting as a result. They are frontline environmental service providers. They are the ones on the ground who are dealing with waste, who are helping to conserve biodiversity, who are doing things about energy. Very interesting is the large number that really rely on research institutions. They are either testing ideas that are coming out of research institutions, or they are looking to research institutions to help them to develop their ideas. That is a really crucial element of the partnerships, and the entrepreneurs that we work with are usually in partnership with community-based organisations right through to the private sector, local government, and as I say, research. There are new hybrid entities forming finance-wise. There are some which are not-for-profit, there are some which are for-profit, and there are some which are trying to work with a hybrid model. There are lots of questions around how to make those hybrid models work. There are gender-based differences. Women find it more difficult to access research institutions, to get access to technology, to get access to developing business skills. And absolutely at the heart of all this is the requirement for people to work in partnership. It comes out time and time again. The most successful of the seed winners are the ones who are really managing their partnerships well. Their needs are quite clear, and it is around that we've structured the panel and the discussions today. Their needs are around finance, they're around capacity building. What can they do about reporting? Because the more they are able to report, the more they can put forward a business case to finance institutions, the more recognition they get. But that involves then setting targets, and setting targets is not easy if you are operating as a startup, triple bottom line, setting social targets, setting environmental targets, as well as economic targets. And there's a question for governments. How do governments access information about what's going on the ground? How do they develop policy frameworks that are going to respond to the needs of social and environmental entrepreneurs, who are one of the most important delivery mechanisms for sustainable development? The global economy, the global engine, is small, micro, medium-sized enterprises. The more we can drive them into a triple bottom line, the better we are going to do on delivering sustainable development. And of course, the other thing that these enterprises are doing is generating jobs. And so all of those aspects we're going to pick up now in the panel, and subsequently to make sure that everybody in the audience can have a say in how we might go about providing more advice, more support to these sorts of enterprises. We will break up into round tables. So I hope there are lots of good ideas going to come forward this morning, and we can move into the panel, I think, on the